So check it out, my latest garage sale find. This is an RCA AM radio. They were asking 20. I plugged it in at the garage sale. Couldn't get it to work. Doesn't seem like it's working. I was able to get it for 10. You can get a sense of what this looks like. But the mystery for me when I was trying to test it was, how do I turn it on? So I looked for a power button. I just showed you there is no obvious power button. So typically it's going to be, the volume. I could tell this was for tuning it, and this was, had to be the volume. So I put it all the way down. It doesn't click. When I put it up, it doesn't click. And so, like, you expect that from old radios where there's a knob or some kind of dial where it clicks on and then you increase the volume. So I'm really puzzled by that. Then I notice this, and I realize this comes down. And I don't know if you heard that, but listen. You hear that? So again, you hear the door scraping a little bit, but so that must be how it turns on. But the problem is I've tested it and it doesn't seem to work. Again, I let it warm up because you're gonna see it. There's tubes, and tubes can take a while to warm up if it hasn't been used for a while. This is gonna be a tough one to fix. Again, I don't know anything about tubes. It was just too cool to pass up. I thought it had a great look. When it's turned off like that, I don't know, it could be a lunchbox, right? You could take this with you and put a sandwich in it and be the coolest guy at the dock. So this is the bottom of this, and you're gonna notice that there's a latch, and it opens. Once it's open, you can open the door, obviously. And as I was looking at this, I saw, oh wow, there's a plug that is not hooked up. All I gotta do is figure out where that goes in and maybe this thing will work. But then I'm like, why is there this huge empty space here? It might be a battery, and this, believe it or not, might have plugged into one side of the battery, maybe the other side. Again, I'm still trying to figure this out. This is what some of the tubes look like. When I turned it on, this tube in the middle had a little bit of, glow to it. I don't think the other ones did. So actually, here's the label, which I haven't even really looked at. And it's a super heterodyne kilocycles. And this is to certify that this instrument includes the matched elements required in the production of golden throat tone. That's fantastic. So let me take a closer look at this and see if there's anything I can figure out. Another small mystery, this tube, which goes into this slot right here, seems like it might be a holder for batteries. If you look at C batteries, fit in there pretty good. You could get about 3 of them in there sticking out at the ends. The only question is, though, then what would you do with them? Where would you put them? I did see an advertisement for this that says it runs on AC, which is the plug, DC, which I kind of would think is that, or a special RCA battery. Another little mystery is this, what I assume is a rocket engine. I really have no idea what that is. You can barely see there seems to be like a screw head in there. When you close, you actually have access to it, so I don't know if somehow that's some kind of adjustment that you can make. I've not seen something like that before. If you know what this is, please say something in the comments below. It looks like I got the purpose of this thing wrong. It is not, in fact, a C battery holder. In fact, was to roll up the cord if you weren't going to use it. So if you're going to use the battery, which would have gone in here, you could then keep the cord kind of tucked away in this thing. So here's a little bit of a closer look at how opening and closing that cover turns on the radio. This is kind of the volume, and this is attached to the cover, and that is going to turn it on. So you'll kind of see that here in a second. That's turning it on. That's turning it off. So it does have the faintest hum when I turn it on and leave it on. Probably can't even hear it. It doesn't change as I tune the station, so it seems like it's a background hum. You can see that that tube has a little bit of a glow to it. I don't think I see glow from anything else in here. I don't know if that means that those tubes are dead. So I'm gonna do something I probably shouldn't, but I'm gonna try to get this main piece out of here. At first it looked like I had to release these brackets, but when I look at it, it looks like there are 2 screws up here by the handles. And if I pull these to the side, I can actually access these. When I release those 2 screws, I think I'll release this whole bracket. And then I probably have to release here, as well as the screw over here. So I got the 2 screws from the handle out. Had to use a pretty big screwdriver to get leverage on those. Got those things out. And it is starting to release, but It is connected over here to the rocket engine. So there are 2 screws that I'm going to pull out. We do have it out, but it's kind of really tenuous. It has these 2 small wires. You can see in the back there that is attached to this, which actually goes all around, and I'm assuming it has to be the antenna. There it is on the bottom. The other wire comes across and attaches actually over here. So if I break those, that's a real problem. This is a close-up look of how it turns on and off. This is going to be stuck right over here. You can see how that will pivot with the cover and turn it on and off. I pulled the tubes, thinking that maybe if there's some oxidation on them, I could then reseat them and it might help a little bit. It doesn't appear to have done anything, and I just don't know what else to do with this thing. It's well beyond my capacity. Like, what is this thing? I think I can only do damage with this. I'm going to put it back together, and then I will try to sell it as is. It's too cool, you know, to monkey with it and maybe make it worse. When you're reassembling, make sure you do drop, you know, that lever piece into this. Otherwise, it won't work. You won't be able to turn it on. Unfortunately, that will end my story here with this RCA really cool Globetrotter radio. So I'd rather get it to somebody who can potentially fix it, appreciate it, and use it. So thanks for watching, and any comments or thoughts you have are appreciated in the comment section below.